Welcome to Phoenix Healing Podcast, where mental health is our number one priority, featuring Liamzy Muniz. Enjoy. Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome to Phoenix Healing Podcast, where mental health is our number one priority, with Liamzy Muniz. Today's episode, it's going to be just like the last one. Very natural flowing. I think that's what I'm going to do moving forward, just because sometimes when I do notes and I schedule the topic and I overthink about it, and it causes me to almost be perfect, which of course no one is perfect. And with my overthinking, it causes me to overthink everything that I say. And I've noticed in my last two episodes, actually, I like listening back to how I express and how I present myself so that I can better understand how I can improve, right? And I realize that I do overthink every single word that comes out of my mouth. And sometimes I repeat myself so many times and I'm like, oh my goodness. And that brings me to the topic today, which is self-acceptance. How can we build that self-acceptance and self-trust within ourselves? But hold on. Before we move forward, we are going to do some affirmations together so that we can ground into the topic, connect to each other authentically, kind of ease into the energy for today. So, as always, you can repeat them if you'd like to, or you can just sit and listen. All that I ask from you is to believe. Okay, let's just get into it. I am more than enough. I accept myself inside and out. I am deserving of respect and unconditional love. I'm valuable for who I am internally. I trust in my capabilities to achieve all that I desire. Again, I am more than enough. Everything that I am doing is more than enough. I believe in myself. I believe that I am worthy of unconditional love. I believe that I am valuable. I believe that I am valuable. And we're going to end it off with that one because that's probably one of the biggest aspects of self-acceptance is having that belief that even in moments when you don't feel enough, when you feel, a little shitty, which is normal, when you feel those human emotions that can be pretty overpowering, it's having that belief that, hey, I'm going to be okay. Hey, even if right now I don't feel okay, it's okay to not be okay. Sometimes, at least through my experience, I feel like I get so caught up, on being productive. Oh, that word, bleh, being productive and just wanting to accomplish so many things and wanting to always be moving, creating. And it's like, girl, big old gulp, take a step back, and even with my podcast now, it's like with my past episodes, I put this pressure on myself, and I noticed by the way that I was speaking to you guys, by the way that I was sharing, I was putting so much pressure on the words and the way that I express. So I wanted to sit today and kind of evaluate that and understand where it comes from. And I realized that it comes from me not accepting who I am and me still trying to fit into the perspectives and expectations of those around me. To give a little backstory of who I was, my past self before all the healing and where I am right now, I was someone who I always molded myself to my environment. So I never really knew who I was authentically. I never really knew what made me me, because every time, we moved to a different place or there was just a lot of instability, I would mold myself to fit into every place that I was in. I would mold myself to fit into the perspectives and expectations of everyone who was around me. And that fucked me over. And, it led me to still carrying that even when I was growing up and, my adolescence, etc., etc. I'm still pretty young, but I constructed this persona, this identity that was just based off of everything else around me. That was based off of the circumstances. That was based off of everyone else's emotions, everyone's expectations, and like I repeated 1,000 times already, my environment. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because by me experiencing that, it made me realize, that that's something that a lot of us do, especially in a society where, trends, and there's different trends and different things that we do, that we glorify and we highlight, and we're like, oh yeah, if you do this, you're the shit, you're cool, you're dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, you're da-da-da-da, and you're valuable, you're worthy, you're beautiful. But these are all limitations and a conditioned way of loving, and in my past episode, I spoke of unconditional love. And I was looking back and I was like, you know what? I kind of low-key overcomplicated it because, again, I wanted to speak it in a way where other people can understand. And that's where that lack of self-acceptance comes in, because if you are constantly doing things or constantly expressing yourself to have other people understand you, yeah, that's where oftentimes we don't express ourselves authentically. Because we need to keep in mind that not everyone is going to understand you. The only people who will ever truly understand you is people who understand themselves. And that's why it's so important for you to build that trust and that acceptance within yourself, because when you're able to do so, you're also able to understand those around you, and vice versa. When other people understand themselves, they can better understand you. But setting that goal to have others understand us, that kind of rips away the whole process and experience of self-expression and finding thyself, knowing thyself. So what is self-acceptance? I feel like it's kind of confusing even now, like me trying to explain it. Self-acceptance is having unconditional love for yourself, honestly. It's understanding that you are human. Humans were made to change. We're gonna have to repeat that a million times in this episode. Humans were literally created to change, to transform, to grow, to just constantly be evolving. You're never going to be one person or one way for the rest of your life, and you need to accept that. You need to understand that. You need to understand that. And I feel like we put so much pressure on ourselves when it comes to the way we present ourselves, like when it comes to monetary gain and monetary desires. We feel like if you have a nice car or a beautiful big home, or you have like racks of money to show, that it makes you more valuable. And that's because the society glorifies that. It glorifies the monetary and physical aspects of this world, when I feel as though the reality is that value is within you. You are currency, you are wealth, you are richness, you are unconditional love, you are all of these amazing things that you desire is already within you, because that peace and that love and that balance and that ground and that stability that we're always searching for, and we feel that we have to work so much for, it's not a thing. It's not a possession. It's not anything outside of you. Those are internal aspects of ourselves that I feel like we don't give ourselves enough credit. So if you needed to hear this, I'm going to tell you here, truthfully, wholly, that you are valuable, that everything that you are doing is more than enough. Because when we are born, the only thing that we're expected to do is to wake up. It's to breathe, to live, So when you choose to wake up in the morning and do more than that, that is more than enough. And then it's up to you, you know. You are the creator of your reality. You choose, what am I going to do today? You choose, what am I going to focus my energy on today? And I know sometimes we might feel restricted, you know, on the things that we can do. We might feel restricted that, hey, I can't quit my 9 to 5 because I really need the money. And I understand that. But sometimes just taking the step back, sometimes just taking a step in this space to understand, well, why am I so attached to this reality? Why am I so attached to this way of living? Why do I not trust myself enough to create a new way of living? Because there are new way of living, you know, the way that we are living now, that's all based off of paying to live, which is so insane to me. And I'm always going to say that it's like, it's BS that we are born and in America you have to pay to hold your baby. I'm like, huh? What did you say to me? Ain't no way I'm going to be, you know, curating that baby in my body for 9 months, push it out for hours in painful, excruciating labor, and then have someone tell me, well, you have to pay us if you want to hold him. Girl, I'll go in my bathtub and have the baby right there. Don't play. But my reason is, we're living such a delusional false reality, and we're told that this is the only way to live. You know, we're told that, oh, there's no other way to go. You know, I was talking about this with myself yesterday and I was like, you know, it's like we're all in this alleyway, right? We're all in this alleyway and they're telling us that this is the only way to travel. And we're all huddled up under one tiny light bulb and we're like, no, we have to stay here because this is the only way that's safe, because we don't want to travel through the darkness, because they're telling us that there's monsters and creatures in there that's going to harm us, right? And there's people like us who are like, hey, we have a light. Like, I just found a flashlight in my pocket. Like, what are you talking about? We don't need this light bulb. We literally have flashlights in our back pocket. And all we have to do is turn it on. All we have to do is walk in that darkness with faith and self-trust that even if, you know, something does come up, if a little monster, if a little creature or monster, you know, tries to pounce on you, you have to trust in yourself and have faith that, hey, I am strong enough to take that monster if it were to come up. I am strong enough to jump a hurdle if it were to come up, you know, if it were in my path. But that this societal collective stagnancy that we are in, because we're told that there's only this one light above us and that they control, is like, hey, you know, you're never gonna know unless you try. You know, you're never gonna know how beautiful you can make your life. You can be yourself unless you take those steps. And, you know, self-acceptance and self-trust, it's really difficult to do when we are born into a world where we feel that we have to rely on the government and rely on these big companies and all these people in order to survive. And what if we, you know, just throwing this idea out there, what if we change that perspective? What if we said, you know what, I don't want to rely on this piece of green paper. I don't want to rely on the supermarkets that are stocked up with natural resources that we have to pay for. What if we trust in each other? What if we have so much trust and self-acceptance within ourselves that we're like, you know what, I know that what I have to offer is valuable, and I know that it's going to benefit this community. And if we hold enough acceptance and trust within ourselves, we're able to collaborate. We're able to naturally, you know, create things as a community. We're able to naturally experience this sense of belonging and interdependence, and not feeling like you have to depend completely on just one big global ego-maniac. Like, you know, if we actually took the time to understand ourselves, we'd realize that we are the ones creating this society. Literally. Like, the only thing that these big quote unquote egomaniacs are doing. They're telling us what is and what isn't. And what is and what isn't through their perspectives is false. Those are illusions that we are accepting. Those are illusions that we are saying, oh yeah, I trust them, I'm gonna live my life this way. I'm gonna pay to breathe. I'm gonna pay to drink water. I'm gonna pay to bathe. I'm gonna pay to have a roof over our head. When we are the ones who literally build the houses, we are the ones who do the plumbing, we are the ones who cook, we are the ones who clean, we are the ones who pave the pavements and build the roads and build the cars. We do all of that. So what, I don't want to get too off topic, but like it just blows my mind that we're so in the state of mind control that we accept what everyone else says is our truth. We have accepted this collective story for fucking centuries when we are the ones who are literally writing and creating and building the story. We're listening to this narrator in our ear that's throwing all these lies and all this deceit and illusions, and we're saying, okay, we're the ones sitting and typing out the story, we're the one publishing the story, we're the one correcting the story and doing all of these things, but who's telling it? Why are we allowing other people to tell our story for us? Like, huh? Like, I'm gonna keep saying it, you are more than enough. And to be valuable, you don't need $1,000 in your bank account. You don't need to constantly be the consumer. You are not a consumer. You are a creator. And you need to accept that, and you need to realize that. That, we are conditioned to be consumers. Like, even in school, like, I remember they didn't teach me how to do things on my own. They taught me, like, literally in high school, they would tell me, we are preparing you for a job. We are preparing you to be an employee. I'm like, huh? Who? Like, no. We are conditioned and being prepared to be modern slaves. Slavery has not ended. Maybe physically, in some ways, it has ended. But if you look around, we are all still slaves. We are mental slaves now. It has evolved from physical to mental, and that's bad. Because the physical realm, the 3D, that is the lowest vibration. And if they have enough control to get into our mind, that's when big catastrophes can happen. And that is when we need to take control again. That is when you need to have trust and acceptance in yourself that, hey, I am capable of living unified with people around me, regardless of, our beliefs, regardless of our skin color and our complexion, regardless of what everyone else is telling me, all of these egoistic tunnel vision perspectives. If you accept yourself, there's so much that you can understand and accomplish within yourself. Those are those private internal goals. They will reflect your reality. When you take the time to understand, well, why do I feel this way in certain times? Why do I feel triggered? Why do I explode with emotion and anger? Why do I hurt people? Why do I hurt myself? If you sit with yourself and ask those questions, even if you don't know the answer, that is you building that sense of self-love and stability within yourself, because you're taking time to understand what really matters. This money, the cars, the jewelry, all these things, they do not matter. Not at all. They do not matter. What matters is you. Your mental health matters. Your perspectives in life matters. The way that you love yourself matters. The way that you love others matters. And this is something that I'm currently working on. I share these experiences, and even listening back to my last episode, it's like I get so caught up in in sharing and expressing that I forget that I'm also a student here. We can be teachers and students simultaneously, because in order for you to teach, you have to learn first, right? And because we are ever changing, the teacher has to continuously keep up with the evolutions and the changes and the transformations so that we can learn better. You are your teacher. You are a student. And that knowledge, that wisdom, it's free. It is free. All you have to do is take the time for yourself, Excuse me. It's being able to acknowledge that I don't have to constantly be moving and running and jumping hurdles and racing for nothing, really. It's like I just got this vision as I was stating it, I got my Raven vision. It was like we're all on this ginormous treadmill, and there's those people, those egomaniacs, those social engineers who have this fishing pole with a dollar sign on it, and they're saying that this is the American dream, and we're all chasing it. And what we don't realize is we are running and we are not moving. We are running in stagnancy, and we are killing ourselves because we're losing energy, we're losing life force, we're losing the sense of passion because we're not going anywhere. We're running in circles, this short-term success, these paychecks day by day, like living with a paycheck, living with stress, not knowing how you're going to pay bills. We shouldn't even be paying in the first place. Like, ugh. Like, And sometimes it makes me feel angry. It makes me feel angry that this is what we are told. And so many people that I love and that I care for, they believe these falsified realities. And it makes me feel saddened, like our ancestors had to go through this. And now that we have that state of self-awareness, now that we're connecting more with ourselves and with each other collectively, we have the opportunity to make a choice. You have the opportunity to accept that you are more than this 3D reality, accept that you are a god and goddess, accept that you are a queen and a king and a non-binary whatever. Like, it's, you do not have to label yourself. You do not have to limit yourself. You do not have to pressure yourself. Simply be. Simply accept that it is your birthright to live a life of richness and luxury. And sometimes luxury doesn't look like living in a mansion or in a condo and having, the most luxurious car and $1 billion. Luxury is simply, through my perspective, luxury is freedom. It is that sense of disconnecting yourself from this dystopian society. It's disconnecting yourself from these false realities and realizing that you deserve everything that we pay for. You deserve it for free because we are the ones who create it. Mother creates it, Mother Nature, and these are our birthrights. It's our birthrights to eat fruits and vegetables. It's our birthright to be able to go outside and fucking pick apples and pick these fruits and just eat them on our way to the park or on our way to just looking at nature for free. It is your birthright. We are the ones that keep these egomaniacs at the top of the pyramid, and that's something we need to realize. Accept yourself because you are the value. You are the one that brings value to the lives of these social engineers and these people who want to control us. And the reason why they try to control us so much is because we are the ones who give them that value. We are the ones who give them that power. And I said this in my bonus episode, the things that I'm saying right now, but it's like, you need to understand and understand that the only reason that they are quote unquote powerful, the only reason that they are quote unquote on top is because of you, is because you are allowing them to. They depend on us. We don't depend on them. You need to see that. You need to accept yourself enough to understand I'm the one creating this reality for them. I'm the one who is building these cities. I'm the one who is constructing these homes and paving the road and, putting the food in the grocery stores. I'm the one that's picking everything. I'm the one that's washing. I'm the one that's doing all of these things. And you have a choice to step out. You have a choice to do things in a different way. And I know it's difficult, and I know it's going to take time for us to, come together, but it starts with you. It starts with you loving yourself. It starts with you having trust in yourself that no matter what comes up, you're going to know what to do because you're intelligent. You're intelligent as fuck. Like, I don't know who had to hear this, but you are very, very intelligent. You are very wise. You are more than capable. You are more than fucking capable. And even if you feel like right now you're not, that's okay. That's completely okay. We're as I stated, we're ever evolving. We are eternally evolving, eternally changing. We're always going to constantly improve, and that's amazing. That is so, so amazing. And I applaud you. I applaud you for even still being here. We always have a choice in everything, and you are choosing to still wake up. You are choosing to still try, even if you're not in, the most authentic path. That's okay. You're going to get there, but you need to have trust in yourself. You need to believe in yourself, and you need to trust that you are more than enough, because you are more than enough. Okay, so let's see. Whew. Yeah, this is why I like having these natural conversations, like I got out the shower, I got dressed, I took my dog out for a walk. And I'm gonna just throw this in there. This has nothing to do with the topic, but I was outside. It's sunny out. Not a single cloud, but I look up and all I see is those chemtrails. Literally so many chemtrails trying to cover up the sun. That gets, oh my God. Like when I saw that, I wanted to cry. Like that made my blood boil. That made me feel so, so angry. I just wanted to throw that in there because we need to realize what the fuck is going on. We are evolving so quickly and so powerfully that they're trying everything that they have to keep us away from that enlightenment. And we need the sun. We are like plants. We need the sun to survive. We need the rays on our skin. It is a priority for us to live a healthy and fulfilling life. And there wasn't a single real cloud in the sky, only a whole bunch of stripes of chemtrails from the planes and from all this bullshit that they be throwing in the air. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. I just wanted to throw that in there because I don't know, it makes me angry, it makes me feel angry. Let's not say we are not our emotions, remember? But yeah. Before I started talking about that, I was going to state that I love having these natural conversations. Like, I just sat down today. I was like, you know what? Let's just see what comes up and let's talk about it. I want to do it naturally, so it doesn't feel like I'm like consulting you or you're in a freaking mental clinic or something. Like, I want to talk to you like we're best friends. Like we're soul friends, I may not know you and we might not be blood, but to me, you are my soul brother. You are my soul sister. You are my soul family. And we're all collectively experiencing the same cycle. And we need to accept each other. We need to accept ourselves. We need to accept that the color of our skin has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with our value or our respect or what we deserve. I'm gonna throw this in there as well. Just flowing with the combo. Last night, I was thinking about it. I was like, why is it that we have different colored skin? Besides the fact that it roots us to ancestors and, the motherland, Africa, but I was thinking, and I personally feel, this is my perspective, that I just thought of yesterday just to share it with you. But I was thinking, those with colored skin, those with the most melanin or just melanin in general, I feel like they were the chosen ones, or we are the chosen ones to the catalyst in this human experience in general. Because if you think about it, if we were all the same colored skin, every single one of us was just pale white, like my pants, then how would they have divided us? How would they have separated us? How would they have deemed one person more than or less than? Those of melanin skin, those of colored skin are chosen to be the catalyst of this society. Because the whole reason we're going through this entire cycle, the whole reason there is slavery, the whole reason why there is, all of these obstructions to our peace and our harmony and our unity as the human race, is to show us our value, is to show us our power, is to show us that we are not these cycles, we are not materials, we are not these emotions, we are not these feelings, we are the soul, the soul experiencing a aspect of spirit through this human experience. That might have been really confusing for a lot of you, but I promise you'll understand it if you don't right now. But it's like, beautiful. Like I'm just thinking of like the melanin of skin, especially those who are closely rooted to the motherland. You guys are fucking beautiful. Like, you guys are chosen to be the catalyst of this humanity. There's a lot of us who are chosen to be the catalyst spiritually, mentally, emotionally, whatever it may be. But you guys are chosen to be the catalyst for the community unifying again. You are so fucking valuable. And I'm not saying, that those of melanin are more valuable than anyone else, but I'm giving you guys your flowers. I'm giving you your fucking flowers because you deserve them. We all deserve flowers, but I feel that those closely rooted to motherland, those with beautiful black skin, you guys don't get enough credit. And I'm going to give it to you right motherfucking now. I'm going to give it to you right now. You are the chosen ones to be the catalyst to humanity in this human experience. You are valuable as shit. Okay? And you are not less than. You are not less than anyone. We are all equals. We all stand on the same ground. We all breathe the same air. We're all experiencing this human experience, and we're all just trying to understand what is and what isn't. Okay? So this is leading me to the end of this episode where, I just bring it back the loop. What goes around comes around. We're bringing it back to you are valuable. And it's up to you to see that value. It's up to you to accept that value and express it to yourself so much that everyone around you will naturally see it. You don't have to live trying to prove anything to anyone. You don't owe anyone anything. Prove it to yourself. You deserve to feel like you're valuable. You deserve to feel like you can care for yourself. You deserve to feel like, yes, I don't need to rely on these ego-maniacs. I can rely on myself, on the love that I give. I can trust that as I'm giving and learning what unconditional love is, that it's going to come back to me tenfold, that it's going to come back to me and I'm going to be taken care of. That is trust. That is having faith. That is having self-love. That is having self-acceptance. It's trusting that you don't need monetary desires to live a healthy and fulfilling life. You just need you. your personality, your charisma, your charm, your love, your fucking everything, your aura, your energy. It is what is attracting all of the value to your life. It's not the money. It's not, the clothing you wear. It's none of that. It's you, it's your energy. That is what is attracting everything that is valuable in your life, everything that you need in your life. Okay? So, we're going to end it off here because I think we ended it at a really good pace. I think, I'm so grateful. Like, if you're watching the video, I've literally been smiling throughout the whole video because I just feel so much gratitude. I do this thing where I wake up, I do a gratitude prayer. Before I eat, I do a gratitude prayer. Random moments in the day, I do gratitude prayers. Before I go to bed, I do gratitude prayers because this life is filled with so much beauty, so much abundance, so much, like, so much greatness, and we are thrown into this black hole of distractions that takes us away from the matter of the things that do matter, which is you and your health and, unconditional love. So before I head out, I want to leave you with a question. I want to leave you with something to just ponder on. And it is, what matters to you and why does it matter to you? Okay, that is my question to you. If you'd like, I'll put a poll. I put polls under every episode. I'm not sure if each platform showcases them, but I know Spotify, it puts the polls up for me. And I'm going to put that poll up. What matters to you and why does it matter? And I want you to think about that. I want you to really stop what you're doing, take space and time to understand that. Because once you understand, well, what matters to me? Why am I, what am I giving so much energy into? You're going to better understand why your life is the way that it is. You're going to understand why you feel the way you feel most of the time, okay? So I'm going to leave you with that. And my beautiful souls, I hope you have an amazing morning, day, evening, night, whatever it may be for you, because you are deserving of the best. I got a cramp on my leg. Okay, let's finish. You are deserving of the best and only the best things the universe has to offer. I love you. Peace.